Armstrong School District Board of Directors regular monthly meeting of August 14th, 2017 is about to begin. If you would stand with us for a moment of reflection, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Burdell. Here. Mr. Johnsick.
Here.
Mr. Close.
Here.
Ms. Lote. Dr. Lobby.
Here.
Mr. Mulroy.
Here.
Mr. Rarick. Mr. Scaife.
Here.
Ms. Walker.
Here.
The Board of School Directors of Armstrong School District convened an executive session on Monday, August 14th at 7:00 p.m. in the Faculty Lounge at West Hills Intermediate School in Katanning for discussion of personnel and real estate.
Okay, last week we didn't have any reports. Any additional reports that may have come up this week?
There's nothing further to add beyond the updates we got last week.
Public comments on agenda item this evening.
Doug Smith, James Drive, Ford City. Business 9 is new. I wonder if you'd give me, give us a report as to what you're doing there.
We will. If you would just wait till we get to business 9, we'll discuss that in detail.
I'm sorry, I thought you said... Well, then I won't be able to ask questions.
You will be able to. You will.
I'll sit them all.
Follow right along. Trust me. Follow right along. Motion and second for the approval of the minutes from the open caucus of June 8th, regular meeting of June 12th, and the special meeting of July 13th. So moved. Johnson and Mulroy. Mr. Mulroy.
That's all right. I didn't. It's age.
Yeah, believe me. Roll call, please.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Johnsick.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Dr. Lobby.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Scaife.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Number voting yes 7, number voting no 0, 2 absent, motion carries.
Okay, the bills, category food service, fund of June, capital projects, fund June, athletic fund of May, athletic fund June, and the presentation of bills for payment for June. Any additional discussion on these bill categories? Motion and second for approval. Mr. Burdell, on the second. Mr. Chauncey, roll call, please.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Dr. Lobby.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Scaife.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Number voting yes 7, number voting no 0, 2 absent, motion carries.
Personnel items is discussed in executive session, with the exception of per 9, 10, 11, 14, and 15, which are for information only. Entertain a motion and second for approval of those personnel items. Dr. Lobby and Ms. Walker. Roll call, please.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Dr. Lobby.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Scaife.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Number voting yes 7, number voting no 0, 2 absent, motion carries.
Education items 1 through 9. Motion and second for approval of those. Mr. Burdell, Dr. Lobby. Any additional questions or discussion on those education items? Roll call, please.
Dr. Lobby.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Scaife.
Yes.
Ms. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Mr. Close.
Yes.
Number voting yes 7, number voting no 0, 2 absent, motion carries.
Business items 1 through 8. Motion and second for approval of those 8 business items. So Mr. Mulroy of the second. Mr. Scaife. Any additional questions on the 8 business items? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mulroy?
Yes.
Mr. Skate?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Burdell?
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey?
Yes.
Mr. Close?
Yes.
Dr. Lobby?
Yes.
Number voting yes, 7. Number voting no, 0. 2 absent. Motion carries.
Business 9, this was not discussed last week in the public meeting. At this time, we'll take a vote to waive the rules to vote on business 9. This vote will be to waive the rules since it was not discussed last week. A motion and second. Ms. Walker, I have a second. Mr. Burdell. Roll call, please.
Mr. Skate?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Burdell?
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey?
Yes.
Mr. Close?
Yes.
Dr. Lobby?
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy?
Yes.
Number voting yes, 7. Number voting no, 0. 2 absent. Motion to waive the rules carries.
I'll turn to the solicitor. He'll just give us a description of business 9, this resolution that pertains to the RCAP money and the county, the project we've been dealing with for the demolition of the unused high school buildings. I'll turn it over to you.
Sure, and just for edification for the gentleman's concern earlier, there will be an opportunity for public comment prior to any vote being taken. So we decided to withhold public comment on this specific item just because of procedurally the way that we handled it. So essentially the resolution that is being proposed is as described in the attachment. Armstrong County and its designated county agency, the Armstrong County Industrial Development Council, has received a grant from the Commonwealth of up to $1.5 million to be used for the demolition of the former Ford City Junior Senior High School and the former Katanning Junior High School, those two buildings only. The grant money is earmarked for this project and this project only at this point in time. As a condition of receiving the grant, the county has to actually advance the costs for the project and then be reimbursed from grant monies paid back by the Commonwealth. And as a further condition of the grant, the county must have in place either its own available funds or a commitment from a third-party funding source to provide bridge funding for the project pending the grant reimbursement. The county has presently received a bid for $862,000, which will be utilized to pay for the awards of the bids for the demolition of the Ford City Junior, Senior, and Katanning Junior High School buildings. And the district has, or we are proposing that the district advance to the ACIDC up to the maximum grant amount of $1.5 million as bridge funding for eligible reimbursement. This will be dollar-for-dollar reimbursement with the exception of quote-unquote soft costs, which have not been identified as yet, but we can assure the board and the public that we've tried to make the resolution as airtight as possible in providing that advances for the grant money have to come for eligible costs related to the demolition project, and the county will be required to provide appropriate documentation of same. So,
Okay.
with that, we'll
Public comments?
Open
Yeah,
it up to
anybody have any
public
comments?
Okay. The $862,000 is for both buildings.
Yes.
That include asbestos,
Yes.
because asbestos was bid earlier than the actual demolition. Is that correct? Asbestos was bid in June 25th or something for the asbestos removal of both those buildings. And then a second bid was for the actual demolition.
I can answer that. No. First bid in June was for both abatement and demolition.
The bids that came back for both were not what we call attractive bids. They were too high. So they decided to go back out for bid for both the abatement and the demolition of both buildings, and the bids came back much more attractive this time.
Okay, for, excuse me, for asbestos, that's asbestos and the demolition. 862.
862 is the abatement as well as the demolition
All right, thank you.
for both.
For both buildings.
Excuse me.
Minus the soft cost, there could be some
Soft costs,
on those.
there could be other funding available with the soft cost be paid for, but those RCAP funds are not to be used for soft costs.
The school district had nothing to do with the bidding, is that correct? We didn't run the bid, we weren't
That's-
involved with it.
We reviewed it, but it was not run by us, no.
All right.
I think we did it the first time initially, didn't we? Or long back, then we had some architects that give us some
We had quotes.
prices. and
We had quotes a long time ago, but it was not an official bid process.
Not on the June date that you mentioned in the most recent one. Beyond giving tours to prospective bidders, that was our involvement.
Okay. Now, the district, where's the district gonna get that money from? From what? From the construction fund? If approved.
Fund balance.
We're gonna take $862 out of the general fund. Or up to 1.5 million, right?
Correct.
Out of the general fund,
From the general fund balance.
from the general fund balance. Okay. When, will the district get their payback?
Once project is completed and closed out, reimbursement will come back from the state
Okay.
to the county, which would then forward us the money.
Can you, any kind of intelligent guesstimate as to how long after the last rock fall?
No, no. I could not guess. Could be a week, could be a year. It might take a year to have these torn down. It could be a year out from now if these are done. Work will be starting in about 45 days. It's going to take a month to abate, Ford say, then approximately another 3 months to demo it, and then they'll start changing junior high. So demolition abatement could take 9 months to complete.
Right. And then once you get through all the rigmarole that the bureaucrats are gonna give us, we could be talking a year. Or
I've seen some grants were reimbursed right away as long as we're timely filing the paperwork, and I've seen some that take them longer.
Right.
But there's no way to guess that. Have faith in the system.
Thank you.
Okay. Business 9, motion and second for approval of business 9. So Mr. Chauncey and Mr. Bedell. Any questions from board members on the process? Roll call, please.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Burdell?
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey?
Yes.
Mr. Close?
Yes.
Dr. Lobby?
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy?
Yes.
Mr. Skate?
Yes.
Number voting yes, 7. Number voting no, 0. 2 absent. Motion carries.
One maintenance item, purchase of 2 Chevy, or 2017 cargo vans. Motion and second for approval. Mr. Mulroy, and a second. Dr. Lobby. Any additional questions on those van purchases? Roll call, please.
Mr. Burdell?
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey?
Yes.
Mr. Close?
Yes.
Dr. Lobby?
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy?
Yes.
Mr. Skate?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
Number voting yes, 7. Number voting no, 0. 2 absent. Motion carries.
Student transportation, one item, list of approved bus drivers for the upcoming school year. Motion second. Mr. Mulroy, have a second. Mr. Scaife. Roll call, please.
Mr. Chauncey?
Yes.
Mr. Close?
Yes.
Dr. Lobby?
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy?
Yes.
Mr. Skate?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Burdell?
Yes.
Number voting yes, 7. Number voting no, 0. 2 absent. Motion carries.
And 2 policy items. Motion and second for approval of those 2. Dr. Lobby, have a second. Mr. Mulroy. Anything additional from our legal team?
Nothing further.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Close?
Yes.
Dr. Lobby?
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy?
Yes.
Mr. Skate?
Yes.
Ms. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Burdell?
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey?
Yes.
Number voting yes, 7. Number voting no, 0. 2 absent. Motion carries.
Anything informational folder-wise?
There's dates for back-to-school night and open houses for all of our buildings listed in the information.
Okay. Anything from board members additional? Nothing. Motion and second for adjournment. Mr. Chauncey, Mr. Mulroy. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.